Hi, I'm Candace Handy. I am the Education Director at Cincinnati Shakespeare Company, where I am also an ensemble actor, director, and teaching artist. I went to Alabama State University, which is a small historically black college in Montgomery, Alabama, where I majored in broadcast journalism. I stumbled into the theater around my second semester of my fourth year of college, and my first show was West Side Story, and I loved it, and I felt like I had found my people. I went to New York City, and I went to the American Musical and Dramatic Academy there. It was a 2-year program. After that program, I decided to stick around New York, and I did some off Broadway productions. And I was there for about 4.5 years. I thought it was time for me to go to grad school, and I got into the University of Louisville, in Louisville, Kentucky, and I got my MFA in theater performance and a certification in African American theater performance specifically. I just feel like I've always loved telling stories, even when I was a journalism major. What I didn't like about it was the objectiveness of writing the news stories. I was more interested in an interpretation of that story. You know, telling stories is how you gain identity, how you pass information along, how you learn about history. And I feel like theater is the only collaborative art form where it is truly an exchange. It's a spiritual exchange of energy between the audience and the performers on stage. And there's just nothing like that feeling. And I feel like a theater can change a community. It makes people more empathetic. It makes people more tolerant of each other, and I love the experience. Theater, I need to be a part of it because I want to be a part of changing the world. Acting is really getting to know yourself more, because you're never going to become someone else. You're cast to play a role because of who you are as an actor, as an artist. So character development is really a marriage between yourself and that character. So you have to start by knowing what you would do, what is your truth in certain situations, before you can put those nuances on what the character would do. And I think The Artist's Way is a great book to just start getting to know yourself more, learning your own habits, learning what you bring to the table. You can't be confident about the monologue that you're going to perform in an audition if you don't know who you are as an artist, if you don't know what your strong suit actually is. You don't even know what roles to audition for if you don't know how you are presenting to the world. And the way to know that is to just get to know yourself. We spend so much time comparing ourselves on social media to what other people are doing. I know, I sound like an old grumpy millennial right now. But it's true. Take some time away from that phone. Take some time to yourself and find those things that you enjoy. And then when you get ready to get into a role, get into some acting, you're just gonna feel more free. You're gonna feel more confident because you know who you are. I wish that I had learned earlier that this career path the most important thing about this career path is building relationships. The relationships you build are more important than talent sometimes. Being a great person to work with is number one. As a person who casts and hires, my number one thing is this person cool to work with? And I wish I had known that early on, because industry is so small, like I'm talking internationally small, that the moment you can be really talented, but if nobody likes you, it's over. It's over. Always remember that it's just play. Acting is playing. Whenever I freak out about like a role, or I'm getting ready to go on stage and I've got those nerves, I just remind myself I'm just playing. We are changing the world, but we're also playing pretend. So I think that's the most important thing about the craft of acting, is just keeping that sense of play. The confidence. I used to go into auditions so thirsty for the job, and just like on the other side of that table, people can see that immediately. Have to have that sense of play and just know only I can do what I do the way that I do it, and I'm here to have fun and show you what I got. And it takes some time to learn that. I wish I had that in me sooner, but yeah, it's a good one to start thinking about. You can be very confident and feel like I nailed that audition, and you still might not book it. That's okay. You need to get a whole bunch of no's before you get one yes. Getting no's means that you're putting yourself out there and you're trying. And the great thing about getting no's at an audition is people saw you. So even if you weren't right for that part, it doesn't mean it doesn't mean that you're a bad actor just because you didn't get that particular part. It just means you might not have been right for the cast and the vision that director had for that particular show. So never let a rejection deter you from continuing to audition, because the more you audition, the better you'll get at auditioning, and the more you will actually enjoy auditioning. Auditioning should be fun. The job is actually looking for jobs. Being an actor is looking for work, but seeking jobs, the hunt, that is what being an actor is. And it's actually really, really fun. The more you do it, the more fun it is.